This week on Dark, the Motor City Machine Guns are in action. We'll also hear from Mick Foley. Shayna Baszler, who debuted last week on Dynamite, is here and in action. So are the Lucha Brothers. They're in tag team action. But our main event tonight, Brian Cage against Luchasaurus. So we begin this episode of Aew Dark with a decent match. The Motor City Machine Guns defeating the Best Friends in 14 minutes. Chris Sabin pinning Trent Beretta after a Made in Detroit. So a very consistent match throughout from both teams here, from all competitors. And we get a 60 for this tag team match as the Motor City Machine Guns work their way towards those tag titles. Mick Foley and Brandy Rhodes are seen backstage talking, discussing the sort of opportunities the women's division can get on Dark after Double or Nothing. In Mick's opinion, though, the women are already making a statement here on Dark. Look at tonight's card, for example. Shayna Baszler with her second match here in AEW. All eyes are on her after she made such a massive debut last week on Dynamite. We get 66 there, of course. Mick Foley announcing that he will be commissioner of Dark after Double or Nothing. Brandy Rhodes, part of the women's initiative, pretty much the commissioner of the women's division as well. In a decent match, Shayna Baszler picks up her second win here in AEW. It was expected after beating Sarah Rowe with a Kimura lock. Shayna Baszler putting in another 61 in-ring performance there. Very consistent levels compared to her debut against Ty Conti. She also got 61 there as well, didn't she? Hangman Page and MJF then make their way and take up their front row seats ahead of the Lucha Brothers against Matt and Mike Sydal. This week on Dynamite, Pinnacle will take on the Lucha Brothers in tag team action. So they're doing a bit of scouting ahead, maybe looking to stoke the fire. In a decent match, the Lucha Brothers defeated Matt Sydal and Mike Sydal, the two brothers, in 9:30 when Ray Phoenix pinned Mike Sydal with a Meteora. Penta head and shoulders above everyone else. Mike, as expected, with a 22. Two crazy matches though in quick succession. That's interesting. Ray Phoenix, Penta showing excellent chemistry, teaming together, and hopefully that shows this week on Dynamite as they take on Pinnacle. After their match, Penta and Phoenix drop to the outside and slowly work their way around to where Hangman and MJF are sat, the barricade, the only thing separating all four. Penta looks at both Page and MJF and then, Celo Miedo, and he shoves his hand into Page's face. MJF goes berserk, rattling the barricade as Penta and Phoenix leave. Page calms him down, saying it's not worth it, save it for tomorrow night. So just hyping up that tag team match between the Lucha Brothers and Pinnacle, as MJF is set to take on the Bastard Pack at Double or Nothing this Saturday. What a match that could be. We did see that match actually, didn't we, in the World Title Eliminator Tournament. Then there is a look back at the ending of last week's Dynamite. Moxley announcing that his title defense against Omega at Double or Nothing will have an enforcer, which will be Steve Austin. The crowd on their feet going crazy. Austin making his way to the ring, smiling at Omega, shaking hands with Mox. Austin sharing a few beers with Mox. This Saturday couldn't be any bigger, and you don't want to miss it. Again, it's got to be the biggest show I've put together in this save. Our main event of Dark this week sees the Machine Brian Cage of Team Taz defeating Luchasaurus after a drill claw. Finally, the drill claw is used by Brian Cage. After all of his matches in the past seem to end with the flying elbow drop, but there we go. Tensions have been rising between Team Taz and Jurassic Express lately. After the match, Brian Cage begins to stomp a mud hole into Luchasaurus when Jungle Boy and Marcus Stunt slide into the ring and team up to take on Cage. Jeff Cobb joins in and so does Ricky Starks. It's a 3-on-3 onslaught. Taz stands on the ring apron with a mic. He goes to say something, but Jungle Boy slaps him across the face. Taz is furious and eventually says, "Listen, Massive Jungle Express, whatever the fuck you call yourselves. This Saturday, you've got nothing else to do, neither do Starks and Cobb. I suggest we settle this at Double or Nothing." that gets everyone's attention. Team Taz exit the ring and join Taz. Jurassic Express agree. So there we have it. We have our buy-in match for Double or Nothing this Saturday. Cobb and Starks teaming up to take on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. That segment getting a 48, and that will end the final episode of Dark before Double or Nothing, and it's a 56. It's much better than our last couple of weeks. Here on Dark we got 50, 55, now we're up to a 56. It's all heading in the right direction. I know I've been saying that ever since the start of this TEW save, but after Double or Nothing, things are going to get even better, hopefully. Anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you all for Dynamite.